Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. I hope you're all fine and dandy. I know you'll forgive me because it's the reason we're here. Let me start by saying hello and welcome to my newest subscribers. Fantastic to have you on board. And if you like what you see, guys, but you're not 100% sure what it is you're looking at, the game is Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, not, I repeat, not Supreme Commander 2. It's available on Steam for £10 or $15 or whatever the equivalent is to your local currency. And all you need to do to come play with us here at FAF, it doesn't matter if you have a retail copy or the download edition from Steam. Once you have that game installed, just download the Forged Alliance Forever multiplayer client. You can find a link to that in the description below this and each and every one of my videos. What will that allow you to do? Well, it's very simple, really. It'll allow you to come play with us, chat with us. It'll allow you to browse our replay vaults, our mod vaults, our map vaults, flame us on the forums, and it'll all be 100% free once you've made that initial outlay. You can't say fairer than that. It really is the best £10 or $15 you will spend. Hours upon hours upon hours of sensational fun. Believe me, it's kept me going since 2007, and I'm still doing it. 10 years, man. 10 years. In fact, the anniversary should be coming up soon if it's not already come and gone. Someone keep a tab on that and let me know. We should do something special. Today's game is going to be a custom 5v5. It's right on the cusp of Joe and Pro, so a very eclectic mix today. Also, I said that I wasn't going to do an election special for the UK election because it was such a foregone conclusion. I might just do it. The whole thing, the vote actually happens in like 3 days, 2 or 3 days time. It's on the 8th. But it really comes down to whether or not I can find one replay that will actually do it justice. A little bit slim on the replay front at the moment, but I will keep my eyes open. If I do see something good, then we'll have a crack at it, because as you know, I'm doing well. What am I? I'm 3 for 3. What did we? So we had Brexit, we had Trump, we've had Macron, so 3 for 3. This would be 4 for 4. I'm feeling lucky if I can find something worthwhile, so keep those replays coming in. And remember, guys, if you can't stand politics, it doesn't matter, because you still get to watch glorious FA. Alright, that's enough of that jazz. Let's get on with today's game. As we said, it's going to be custom 5v5, and it's going to go down on adaptive Adrastea, or Adrastea, I'm not sure how they're pronouncing this. I'm ready, you guys are ready, and the players are sure as how ready, so let's go on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. Ka-ching, ka-ching. And you can immediately see a little bit of an alteration here. Check out these puppies. We've got... oh, it didn't last very long, though. It didn't last long at all. A brief little illustration there. It's not great for casters. It needs to be up there for a lot longer. But it had the names up. But I'm going to introduce people anyway. So let's take a look. We'll call this Team 1 at the top here. And it's weird, this. We're going kind of from here to here. The entry points of the two ponds that go off screen is kind of the dividing line between the two teams. So this kind of L shape here is Team 1, and then this kind of L shape here is Team 2. Let's go up here at the top right, where we start with Vivacious Violet. Instead of his customary yellow, it's my good friend Chosen going Seraphim, which is customary, opening first land. Next up, team member number 2 for Team 1, we have Fusel 13, he sounds French. Fusel, he's going UEF in lurid green, opening first air. Team member number 3 over here at the top left in Pontiff white, we have Tagada. He's also going UEF, sorry, going first land, second air. Team member number 4 right at the edge of the screen. Lots of pausing going on in this one. It's Turbo Farmer 27. Oh man, that's so annoying. Apologies for Facebook noises in the background. I shall make sure I close my Chrome. There it goes. Yeah, so Turbo Farmer 27 in Elephantine Grey, going Cybrin, bless him, opening first land there, going second air. And last but not least, down here, really on the front line, you'd have to say, it's Cookie Noob in Halib Orange. He's going Seraphim, opening first, second, third, and just going land all day, basically. That's Team 1. Let's take a look at Team 2 down here. First of all, Stole Chosen's yellow. It's Squirtly in Cybrin, going first air. Next up to his right, going UEF, it's Sesko Noob in electric blue. He's opened, we're not sure which came first, the chicken or the egg or the land or the air, but one or the other. He's got both of them online. Moving in towards the middle of the map now, we have Key Blue. He's gone Seraphim in baby blue, going first land there, second air. Team member number 4, Only Suffering, the winner of this month's Depressing Name Award. Perhaps they put the Cybrin spikes on the inside of his ACU. There we go. Only Suffering. Going Cybrin, bless him, in Ferrari red. opening first, second, land, and third, or third air there, and then burgundy red after that. I'm not going to get him slamming me in the comments of this one, saying no like, no Dave, no like. It's Dave 1, pretty sure that's formerly Farm Schlet there, who changed his name to Dave to counter lampoon me for briefly naming himself as Barcode. Perhaps I'm making more of that than I should. It might have nothing to do with me at all, but it just might have everything. We shall see when the comments in the comment section below. So Sesko Noob moving to the middle, Key Blue moving to the middle. We've got Cookie Noob and Dave 1 or Farm Schlet moving units into the central causeway, but not that many actually from Cookie Noob. He's taken his ACU from base, moved it forward, grabbing mass extractors, queued up one T1 PD, but Dave 1 also on the move to the center. Let's see where he's headed with that. Waypoints have him moving to about there, just east of that central hydro there. Farm Schlet engaging with an Aurora or a Spirit. We didn't get a chance to mention game quality, incidentally, which is at 93.75%. It's what we consider a balanced game. And we never mentioned the racial spread, but if you were paying attention, shouldn't really have to, so we won't bother, because things kicking off here pretty early. We've got a serious number of ACUs coagulating in the middle of the map. Not really the correct terminology, but I just like saying the word coagulating. Not used enough in conversation, clearly. A few Zoomies out there from Cookie Noob working on Sesko Noob's naval yards. There goes one of them. He's got another one online. Squirtly also working on a Trident there out of his naval yard, and a pretty strong naval presence in the top pond for Team 1. So it's an interesting thing. I mean, Cyberin's going to have an advantage here. They can spam Salem's and cross the causeway with those naughty walkie-walkies that they've got, but you have to wonder just how much use the others are going to be. Well, I suppose the Seraphim, of course, and the UEF will get some cruisers on the go and spam countless amounts of missiles forward, but this is a 3v1 ACU situation there, and the gun upgrade, the speed and range gun upgrade on Cookie Noob's ACU was forced to cancel there. It was about half done. It's a lovely little result there for Team 2, who are forcing Cookie Noob back here, who's looking very lonely indeed. He's got a T2 engineer back here trying to get a PD online. I want to get that on soon, though. Sesko Noob is going to be in range to take that out any minute now. Have they got vision on it? Yes, they have. There goes the T2 engineer, and construction on that point defense. Cookie Noob now joined by Turbo Farmore 27. Little bit of backup for Cookie Noob, who's dropping down into the yellow now. 7,600 hit points and falling, but Sesko Noob looking very aggressive indeed. Has he bitten off more than he can chew? He walks into a wall of FAMs, dropping down very quickly now into the red. Looked like there was some T2 Yenzine fire. Yes, there is. Sesko Noob not looking like he's going to walk away from this one. It's going to be very close indeed. He's heading for the water, but a quick Yenzine shot scores the kill, and Sesko Noob quite literally living up to his name there, or at least the second part of it. No, I don't like calling people noobs. It's a horrible word, but definitely a little unnecessary engagement this early on. That's within 7 minutes. Team 2 lose a player after looking very strong in the opening, forcing Cookie Noob back towards his base. Another pause there from Dave 1. Cookie Noob now getting some T2 PD online and shoring up his base. But if there is a silver lining for Team 2, they have control of almost all of the causeway, and there's a good few mass extractors that come with that, all going into Farm Schlet's coffers. Farm Schlet being the highest ranking player in this game, 2,000 on global ranking. Cheeky little engineer drop to the plateau over here to grab a Mex. T1 bomber out from Fusel. Bombs away. What's he going for? Straight after some T1 P-Gens. Lots of engineers in here. That would have been a juicy target to hit. Try and take out that T2 P-Gen. You could really cause some disruption. But alas, one T1 bomber unlikely to get that job done. And those Yenzines we saw earlier that were instrumental in decapitating Sesko have now pushed on towards the naval factories of Squirtly. Wondering if they're going to hang about here to try to take some of these down or push on into the main base. Go on a resource killing mission. We'll have to wait and see. Only Suffering has pulled his commander out onto the causeway. Tagada getting a gun upgrade on his commander. Turbo Farm upgrading T2. Farm Schlepp getting the shield. Gun and range already done on his comm. Lots and lots and lots of upgrades going on in the early parts of this one. We've still yet to reach 10 minutes. One player down for Team 2. Farm Schlepp pulling in 65 mass per tick. Squirtly pulling in 75. If that's reclaim related or not. Sure what it, well, might be. He's got the leftovers of Sesko's base there that he's cannibalizing, and has managed to pick up almost all of the mexes, if not all of them, so no major surprises on that front. But then we're looking at Key Blue for 73 odd mass down here. Turbo Farmer on 73, Tagada on 72. Cookie Noob, after that engagement on the front, being forced right back to his base. He's short stacking everybody on eco on a mere 25. Farm Schlepp equipped with his gun upgrade and personal shield, now going on the offensive with that Aeon sniper comm, absorbing some Seraphim T2 point defense fire there. Feels he can afford to hang out for a bit, maybe get some ranks in vet going. Jester's out going after some of Cookie Noob's Yenzines, which are syncing up with a new group of Zuis as well as they traverse this headland here and look to push on towards Key Blue's base. But potentially a major incursion going down now on the causeway between Farm Schlepp and Cookie Noob's base. Cookie Noob had Turbo Farmer already, but now's got some backup from Tagada as well. 3 Team 1 commanders now on the scene. Farm Schlepp going toe to toe, taking down those T2 PDs with prejudice there. Overcharge, picking it off despite it looking like it was covered by the shield. It just had the edge of it poking out, made it vulnerable. Farm Schlepp backing up, feels like he's done enough. Let's head on over to the eastern edge of the map now. We're starting to see some cruisers materialize from Chosen and from Fusel. No idea if this guy is of Franco descent, and if that's how I should be saying his name. He's probably from Barnet, probably should be Fussell. Number of cruisers steadily increasing. It's interesting he hasn't tried to bring them in closer to the cliff edge over here so he can lob missiles in towards the main base. Plenty of vulnerable structures here. We have got one volcano in play there. Another zapper on the way that's being thrown up by Only Suffering. so much going on all at the same time on this map. It's impossible to keep up with everything. A minor air engagement over here. And Key Blue now with 3 Vulthu gunships rolling in over the top of Cookie Noob's base. Farmschlet turning his amphibious attention towards the fleets of Fusel and Chosen. Doesn't like all of those cruiser missiles heading his way. And very little going on in terms of direct fire surface presence. It's going to be tough to hold this off. Mostly Auroras though. We've got a few blazes in here. Definitely do with a few destroyers appearing on the scene soon. We might be getting a UEF one any second now. Looks like those gunships over here were taken care of. Torpedo bombers being produced over in the west by Turbo Farmer. Farmschlet potentially looking very aggressive here indeed. If he could get in and start spamming up some torpedo launchers, he can knock down these 2 T2 HQs. Majorly shut down Team 1. Torpedo bombers for Turbo Farmer kind of amassing up here. We've got 3 of them. I don't know if he's still producing. It's on pause at the moment, paused at 99%. You say it because I was wondering if he's lining up a snipe attempt. Going to be tough if he's going after Farmschlet with that personal shield. 8,000 hit points on board, plus another 12,000 odd on the armor. T1 bombers going after that T2 power generator. That's interesting. So the land acting as a pretty effective blocker. Chosen forced to move his fleet westward slightly to get a better positional shot. It's a underwater T2 mechs there that's going to be captured by Farmschlet's commander. Like he needed more mass at this point. Actually, he's fallen off quite significantly. Been on the aggressive maneuvers for the last few minutes or so. It's down to 75. Compare that to some of these other guys. Tagada's on 169, 121 for Turbo Farmer. Squirtly down at the bottom on 115. Seeing some naval retaliation from Squirtly. Cookie Noob's base under siege, completely unprotected by any kind of shield gen. Sending in the Yenzines and the Zuis now. But look out, large Corsair incursion from Only Suffering coming straight after Cookie Noob's ACU. Down into the red on the first pass, 2,500 HP remaining, and in come a couple of strap bombers from Key Blue, and they snag the kill. 15 3/4 minutes into this one, and the second Causeway player is taken out. This time it's Cookie Noob on Team 1 that evens it up in terms of player count. And Farmschlet should be freer to expand to his west if he should so choose to do so. Chosen, though, causing issues for him. got the TAC missile upgrade on board that Seraphim commander. Looking very aggressive indeed. Bringing in waves of Zuis now. They're going after the defensive emplacements that are going up on the banks of that causeway. But Chosen backing off slightly, firing the occasional missile as he goes. What's it heading for? Oh, is he trying to lead the target? Trying to get Farmschlet? Oh! Farmschlet dodges commander-based TAC missile just barely. Very nice directional awareness there from Chosen. Away goes another one. Farmschlet stationary. Must not take his eye off the game here. Whew. Only suffering withdraws onto the causeway. Could do so much with that TAC missile. Might as well start working on some of the resourcing options down here. Try and take some of that out, and then maybe come back to a comm snipe a little bit later once Farmschlet has got his attention focused elsewhere. But seems to be persisting. Lots of aircraft getting into it over in the west between Turbo Farmer and Only Suffering. Turbo Farmer rocking the T3 ASF now versus the T1s of Only Suffering. And there we have it, those Cybran destroyers. As irritating as they are ugly. Turbo Farmer won't worry about it too much though. He has a Monkey Lord complete. Be more than enough to combat these gender confused destroyers. Looking like something out of a Tim Burton movie. Half the Cybran stuff does. Not necessarily rocking the yellow banding. But now, major counter push from Farmschlet. Lots and lots of blazes. A fair few asylums taking the edge off the incoming fire. Doesn't even look like they're going to hang around and take out the naval yards. Looks like they're going to push straight on inland and try and take out something more vital. Only Suffering has been nicked by something. I'm guessing it might be one of Chosen's TAC missiles. Needs to get himself under shield coverage. He was on literally 100, 200 HP. Very close to being sniped indeed. More fighter bombers coming in, but there's a pretty good fighter screen up now from Team 2. And at the same time, that push seems to have been repelled, although Chosen has lost almost his entire navy, certainly his entire surface fleet, and the ability to produce more. That naval yard out of commission. Monkey Lord over here has absorbed quite a lot of fire already. It looks like Turbo Farmer wants to get that under water. Maybe stroll it over here and take it into Farmschlet's base. That would be my first decision. Quick engineer drop off. About as successful as the Titanic's maiden voyage. There they go immediately as soon as the transport offloads. They are annihilated. Farmschlet unable to relax. Oh, and another beautiful lead there from Chosen. Takes that Salem down to just 50 HP. A couple of incoming missiles from Fusel's governors over here finish that off. All of the action at the moment, though, seems to lately be heading northward. Another push from Farmschlet. More blazes and asylums coming under Stinger attack. Some vulnerable T3 mexes here of Tagada, who is in the lead there with Key Blue, both on 223. But not for long. It's going to drop down into second, pretty sharpish. Well, might manage to hang on to that Mex. They seem more interested in heading into Fusel and then maybe into the back of Chosen's base. That Monkey Lord we saw earlier not going on to the attack, which is interesting. Going purely defensive. I would have thought these guys could have scrambled enough gunships together to take care of this. But a second experimental from Turbo online. And he actually broke off the pursuit there with the first one. Could sync these two up and send them in. That could be major damage right there. It doesn't look like we've got any experimentals. Well, no, tell a lie. There was one coming north from Only Suffering's base. Still get a good engage on that. 2 2/3 of an experimental, or 1 2/3 of an experimental versus 1. Especially in Monkey Lords with their high damage, low HP. Air factory down. Nothing critical though. I mean, we've lost a mass extractor there for Fusel. But really, they'll be pretty happy to have emerged from that as unscathed as they have been. Blaze don't put out a huge amount of DPS.
Strategic launch detected.
But a nuke! Where's it coming from and where's it going? It's coming from Tagada up there at the top of the screen. And it looks like it's going straight after Squirtly. He's already evacing. He's going to lose his entire power grid. Not seeing any strategic missile defense online. That will certainly hurt. And Squirtly was in the 338 range briefly there for a second. I'm pretty sure that was reclaim. Adjusted 248 now, and there it lands, taking out just about everything, and that knocks him down to 183 as he bottlenecked on power. No, he's not. He's feeding off his teammates, but still, nice target selection there. And he hasn't, Turbo hasn't managed to sync up his 2 experimentals, or did one of them get killed? Well, there's the other one. So that didn't go well for him at all. And he knows it. Expletives present in Allied chat. Clearly missed that experimental on the scout. What was that exactly? Is that miasmas? So we've got a couple of miasmas there, a couple of T2 artillery emplacements for Farmschlet. Seeing what they can actually reach from there. Have to avoid the cliff edge, of course. Well, not a huge deal. So literally purely defensive. They're not going to be able to take out these naval yards or anything like that, but I tell you what might be able to, and that's that dirty great monkey lord belonging to Only Suffering, which is rolling on forward, and Chosen's ACU sitting at the bottom of the bay here. Resisting the urge to break into song, but it was strong, and he's about 60% done on an upgrade. Of course, there are torpedoes on board that Monkey Lord. There goes the T2 Naval HQ. But no, it looks like instead he's going to emerge onto land, go straight after Fusel's base. Fusel is in his base and exposed. He has got the personal shield, 24,000 HP of it. He's got quite a few Ravagers as well. If he hangs around and fires a couple of overcharges in, he'll have this all wrapped up before too much damage is dealt. He doesn't like the idea of that. He's actually going to play it safe and back out, and in fact so is Only Suffering. Didn't like the look of that either. T3 stage cancelled there, so Chosen actually cancelled his T3 upgrade. But compare this situation to 10 minutes ago when it was all green and purple vessels, now facing destroyers from Squirtly and God knows how many blazes there from Farmschlet. A few broadswords turn up there from Fusel, tearing apart the Salems like a hot knife through butter. The other Salems withdraw to the cover of the Asylums over here. Those gunships won't be able to tank that flak for long. In fact, the first one is about to go down. But the causeway now firmly in the hands of Team 2. Squirtly has cannibalized the plateau over at the western edge of the screen. Look at this prowling Monkey Lord under here, just waiting for an opportunity. And my goodness me, I haven't been paying attention over here at all. A massive wipeout on this side of the map compared to the last time I properly looked at it. Turbo Farmer has been obliterated. He's now down to the mass he's producing from his ACU, a paltry 3. Team 1, Takeda managed to get a Fat Boy online, and that will work wonders defensively on clearing some of this stuff out over at the eastern edge of the pond here. Last couple of Salems looking like they're bugging out. Whether they make it or not is another matter. Another nuke out from Takeda. Where's it going this time? Can we see? It's going after Only Suffering. That will clip the edge of Farmschlet's base in terms of the travel arc. Whether or not he's gotten the SMD online, I don't know. I'm sure they would have checked thoroughly for this, although you never know. Only Suffering not in his base, and that will connect. He's been working on an SMD missile but won't be successful. UEF nuke hits home. And setting Only Suffering back to 77 mass per tick. Takeda lining up a Fat Boy in front of Turbo Farmer as he tries to get re-established. Lots of mass to be gained here from his old base to get set back up. So now 2 Fat Boys out from Takeda, who really is holding this game together at the moment for Team 1. Chosen and Fusel have been under serious pressure over here. Turbo Farmer essentially wiped out, trying to rebuild. If it wasn't for the two well-placed nukes and the Fat Boy protection he's now affording his teammates, I'm not sure if this wouldn't already be over. 28 minutes gone so far. Mass leader is Takeda 298. Then we have 277 for Key Blue down here. Squirtly on 238. And 199 for Fusel. Chosen down to 60. That's interesting. Is that power related? Yes, he is. So he's bottlenecked on power hardcore right now. What is it he's working on that's costing so much? Well, he's trying to get his power grid stable. That's what he's doing. T3 power is the name of the day. Two spiders chasing each other underwater. Torpedoes being traded. Lots of energy being sent to Turbo Farmer from Takeda. He can get his power grid back online. Farmschlett comfortable with the way this is going so far. Assured that he's well, or their team's still well ahead on Eco. Interesting, Tempest under construction. If they keep that alive, could spell certain doom, I'm sure, certainly for the two Team 1 teammates up here at the top right, Chosen and Fusel. That would be very hard to repel indeed. They are now completely devoid of any sea-based naval power. They would have to rely on amphibious units. All depend, of course, on how long it would take for that experimental to complete. Well, it looks like Farmschlett's devoting a lot of build power towards it. Lots of engineers crowding around it. Broadswords rolling in. Going to go after the destroyer that's standing guard out in front of the Tempest while it's under construction, and then go to work on the engineers. One or two shots per NG. In come the Yenzines from Chosen. That's going to merge with the Blazes from Farmschlett. Lots and lots of T2 amphibious in that zone. Takeda now with 3 Fat Boys heading towards the causeway. But look out, Arsewasher online over in the east. Farmschlett lining up for a kill shot on someone perhaps. Broadswords have been taken out. And that Tempest still under construction. Now, looks like Takeda might have the largest air force on the field, followed closely by Key Blue. Timing, target selection, positioning going to be crucial now for this Adrastea. A few good choice shots here, a couple of experimentals down, could potentially clinch it now for Team 2. See him just hovering, trying to decide. Also trying to manage lots of stuff that's coming his way, and he's got an Ethota that's heading his way. But the Tempest is nearly complete now. Serious commitment to that construction order. Out goes the first bomb from that Adrastea. It's going to squarely hit the Monkey Lord there from Turbo Farmer. He's still at about 50% HP. Chosen's Ethota about to emerge from the waves, but the Tempest from Farmschlett now online. And what's he going for? Is he going to clear the cliff edge? No, it's not. Monkey Lord opens up on the Tempest. The Tempest is submerged. The blazes roll in and start work on the Monkey Lord. Another bomb away, this time on Chosen's Ethota. Where is Takeda's ASF Horde? Well, they're up here. He doesn't want to get involved with that as yet. Seems pretty well guarded. But Farmschlepp brazenly rolling out, trying to overcharge. Gets one overcharge into the ACU when he gets in range, but there's still 6,000 hit points left. The shield is gone. The HP is evaporating. Why didn't he go after the Monkey Lord? Oh my goodness me. It definitely wasn't unkillable. He said he couldn't target it or couldn't shoot it, so it may have been bug related. But Farmschlepp dying out at 33 minutes, transfers the Awasar over to Key Blue. Interesting. Everything else has gone pop. Maybe it was him that built it all along. Yes, it would have been, actually, thinking about it. Nice little counterblade from Key Blue. Takes out one of Takeda's Fat Boys. The other two safely parked beneath the waves there. Takeda needs something to resist. Fire back at this Awasar, which is now coming in for his main base. It's going to get one bomb off, certainly, probably multiple. Oh my goodness me, shield collapses, but there are a few serious structures outside and suggesting he's not going to be able to hold on. Goodness me, another nuke block. We seem to be seeing them every time. This time it's on Squirtly's ASF and it takes out his entire base. Oh my goodness me, that couldn't have gone worse. Oh, I just saw it coming straight for the plane. So, oh no, probably less surprised than that poor pilot, but if you've got to go, that would be a quick way to do it. Now surely that plays, even with the destruction of Farmschlepp, surely that plays into the hands of Team 2. That Awasar is still online. It's now going to land one on Turbo Farmer's base that he barely got up and running. There goes all of his key structures. He's got one T2 mechs remaining, but all of his, well, two T2 mechs, sorry, but all of his power is gone. But Chosen has traversed across the bottom pond and is now striking Key Blue. Key Blue trying to get his ACU out of there, and Chosen has spotted him. He's trying to chase him down. Is there anything coming in the air that can save him? This game could be about to turn again. Only Suffering's in the area as well. Key Blue dodging and swerving as best he can. Chosen needs to carry on the pursuit. Of course, the problem is when you do that, they tend to attack the nearest thing, and he doesn't want Key Blue to drop below the waves anywhere. He inches forward, stops, and targets once again, but there goes Key Blue. Does he know that Only Suffering is right there as well? Key Blue out of the game at 35 minutes. Lots of gunships going to town on the Ethota, but they all belong pretty much to Key Blue. They're all going to go pop any second now. In comes some Corsairs from Squirtly, but I don't know if Chosen knows that Only Suffering is right there. He's literally there. It's just outside the field of view. Squeaky bum time for Only Suffering. Goodness me. I can't believe it. He's been so incredibly lucky. I don't think the water, I don't know, the water might be deep enough there for him to hide. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't actually seen this map before, so that's going to run straight into a megalith for Squirtly, which will successfully defend the main base. But what a turnaround. And now Takeda going on the offensive with one of his Fat Boys, backed up by another there from Fusel. Only Suffering pops out of the waves with a Monkey Lord and opens up. He should be successful on getting rid of at least one of these Fat Boys. There goes the shield. Will the second one belonging to Fusel manage to take it out. Goodness me. What a 3 minutes of play. That was pretty outrageous. And you've got to like Team 1's chances now. Back squarely in front. A bug online. Someone tell Cookie Noob. He wanted it reported. Now, where are we on ASF numbers? Well, the only one at the moment looks like they've got any planes in the sky, pretty much, of any major value, seems to be Squirtly. Have a couple of ASFs popping out here and there for Fusel, and they're actually targeting these Corsairs quite nicely. Getting good work done there. Corsairs running into some mobile flak, potentially belonging to Chosen. They're going to hang a Louis, and wisely so. This bug has the potential to cause major damage here. Oh, so many dead NGs. Tagada watching from beneath the water, and that is wide open. Tagada's base supremely vulnerable right now. See, got going. Well, actually has got a lot of flayers, and Squirtly walking in and sitting there absorbing all that fire, working on the naval yard instead of coming in here and going and trying to take out some of these. In fact, I'm not sure he shouldn't have avoided this altogether. There must be softer targets than that. Oh, into the red. Massive advantage potentially squandered. Is he going to get out as he rolls past a couple of Chosen's? Mobile flak, 2,000 hit points left. And into a relatively safe space. Chosen now with a chance back to hit back from the skies potentially. And Fusel has a Duke online. Sure how long that's been up, or whether that's been firing. That Fat Boy still online, but that bug. One solid sneeze on it. All it needs. Another Soul Ripper out there from Squirtly. Now, what can Chosen do with this Awasar? It's relatively poorly defended. There's not a lot going on in the skies for Team 1 right now. Not a huge amount for Team 2, but Squirtly with a definite advantage there. Looks like he's got about 15 ASFs. Torpedo bombers now under construction. And Tagada in jeopardy now as a megalith has hunted him down. Of course, those megaliths equipped with torpedoes. Tagada trying to get a stealth gen online, and what would you know? Who's gonna go first in the main base for Squirtly is his ACU bombs away for Chosen. Tagada sitting out on the edge right by one of Squirtly's megaliths. That first bomb connects, shield destroyed. Duke fire inbound. Another bomb away will land flush on top of Squirtly's commander. Boom, baby! Squirtly down, and will that save Tagada? Yeah, Tagada with a comfortable 7,000 hit points left on board. And now he's going to have a great big juicy mass wreck to cannibalize. And now that leaves only one, and this should pose no threat for Team 1. It's merely a matter of tidying up. Farmschleck can't believe it. This was one in many ways, well, yeah, I think it was. It really looked like it was going pretty well for Team 2. And I especially thought that was it when Squirtly blocked the nuke in Tagada's base and took out most of it. People chatting about it from the last cast where we saw a nuke block, incidentally. Talking about the fact that nukes are typically armed and kinetic damage wouldn't necessarily set the thing off. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Or a lot of truth, because that's the way it works. But it's still fun. I think it should be a valid tactic, personally. It's very, very difficult to pull off. It's luck, basically, if you manage to do it. Suffering. Hit by an experimental bomb, and now gunships come in to finish him off as he gets beneath the waves. Gonna take some Torp bombers to finish him off now, or in fact a cheeky bit of ground fire will do it from that experimental bomber. Kaboom! That's a thing of beauty right there. Oh, you twist and turns like a twisty-turny thing. Absolutely awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you feel so inclined, of course, you can support me on Patreon. All donations very gratefully received. They help support me, the channel, and, of course, the wider community. And, yeah, until next time, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.